tool for self-defense for the times that we live in, times of social unrest, social breakdown, things that are happening all around us that we can all see. Whether we blame it on this or blame it on that doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter what's causing it. What matters is that you defend yourself, that you adopt a self-defense mindset. You become your own first responder. And the self-defense cane is my first choice because you can take this with you everywhere you go. The Americans with Disability Act says that you can take this medical device everywhere you go. And the HIPAA laws here in the United States say that no one can question your need for it. That's your personal privacy. That's your personal privacy related to your health care. So the HIPAA laws cover why you carry it, and the Americans with Disability Act says you can take it on a train, on a plane, on the bus, you can take it into the airport, anywhere and everywhere that you go. So I wanted to show you first my first choice of canes. I've been teaching self-defense for a long time, cane self-defense for many, many years, to a lot of students all over the spectrum, all over the country, all over the world really. And some have more mobility, some have less, some are in wheelchairs, some are able to walk around with one cane, and then they use a second cane to defend themselves very effectively, or they don't need a cane at all. You might be in that position where you don't need a cane for mobility, but you choose it as a perfect gray man option because, again, you can take it everywhere you go. So I want to show you the Cane Masters canes. These are designed specifically. They have a wider crook right here. They're usually made out of oak or hickory. My personal favorite is hickory. If you want my recommendation for a cane, go 7/8 inches in hickory, and you're not going to go wrong. But Cane Masters canes, in my opinion, are the gold standard. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Ian. Good evening, Matthew. It's good to see you. Matthew, we'll see you online in Zoom tomorrow. Studer, good afternoon. It's good to see you. Yeah, from the upper Midwest, Studer's here. Studer, hopefully we'll get you online soon in our Zoom call. I'm going to send you a link. Anyway, so these are the Cane Masters canes. I wanted to show you just a couple of self-defense techniques. When you adopt the mindset of personal protection, becoming your own bodyguard, your own sentinel of self-defense, you have a self-defense mindset, you want to think about principles. And the principles of self-defense are pay attention to what's happening around you. Always think about paying attention to what's happening as it's happening. We call that situational awareness. Keep your phone in your pocket, keep it in your bag, carry your cane, be in an alert posture, look, think, see what's happening, get into a better position. In this case, I always put one cane in front of me. If the cane is here and he comes in fast, I can stick it into his face very quickly. I can bring this through here, I can bring it back here, bring it down, and rip off the top of his head for self-defense. Studer, thank you very much for that super chat. But a personal protection device has to be able to be employed very quickly. Something like this up between the groin and then down over the top of his head, coming up against the side of his body or the side of his head for self-defense, into the ribs, into the legs. You can use this Cane Master self-defense cane very effectively because they're extremely strong. They have a patented process. They've been around for 20 plus years. Again, I think it's the gold standard of self-defense canes. And it's a good looking cane too. This is the Dojo training cane. This one's less than 50 bucks. The links are below. This one, well, I think this was like $170, $180, a little bit more expensive, but it has a lot more features that a lot of people are going for, and has this nice thing that goes around your wrist, the back of your thumb, put it here, and then it's not gonna come out of your hand. If they do happen to rip it, it's gonna pop off your thumb, and you'll be able to do that. Studer, it might be my network. Studer says bad network. My network's been really slow, so let me know if it's really glitchy. Put that in the comment section below. That way we can, and I'm gonna remake this one. This one is just kind of a video to introduce this as an option. I wanted to talk about this idea that society seems to be under a lot of pressure for whatever reason, and it's time to stop thinking about what's causing it and start preparing yourself for self-defense, adopting that self-defense mindset. So I wanted to show you a few more self-defense techniques you can do with your cane. I have one cane to lean on, the other cane, my hip's really killing me today. I'm walking around, I've got this cane, I'm leaning into it. I strike with the other one, I can put it here, put it into his body for self-defense. I can pop it up here, reach out and rip. If you're carrying the cane this way, slide your hand down the front of the cane, bring it up sword style thrust, bring it to your shoulder, striking into the temple, bring it around to the other side of the temple, down on top of the head, into the body. And when you bring it off the shoulder and you fight from behind it, you're able to create maximum amounts of power and then maintain that principle of self-defense, which is keep the cane between you and the threat. Hello, Michael. Hello, Doug. Good to see you. Yeah. Michael says ozone injection. There you go. That'll keep you going, right? So you're pushing here, bring it around, bring it on the other side, bring it through horizontally. You can practice all these basic strikes over and over. The more you practice, the more you'll be able to use your cane properly for self-defense. Now, if I have just one cane, I like to do a lot of two-handed strikes for self-defense. From here, you take your Cane Master's cane, slide down the cane with your hand, point it at the threat. So you're literally just pointing your thumb right into his stomach and then keep it low. He's up here, he's coming at you. You stick it to his stomach. You can, by moving your front hand, change where you're putting that cane, stick it to his throat for self-defense, into the face, turn this way, blast, using two hands, just straight out this hard bar of oak or hickory, whatever yours is made out of, will go through, smash the teeth, smash the nose, smash the eyes, into the chest. You can also box the sides of his head here, bring it down, bayonet attack style, bring it in, rifle butt strike style. There's no way to do it wrong. Practical and effective self-defense uses common sense. So whatever it makes sense to you, practice that, try it, see what works. But sliding the hand here, pointing the thumb, taking a step will generate maximum amount of force going through his body. Doug asks, are the teardrop canes as strong? And I want to show you, since I have that here, Doug, that's a great question. Alita Battle Angel, nice to see you. Here's the teardrop. Here's the dojo training cane. Now, the advantage of the bigger cane, to answer Doug's question, is that you have more material, so it's going to be stronger. You can't get around that. This, the advantage, is that you concentrate all of the force of your strike along a thin edge. And that's going to compress the flesh faster and break that bone. So you give up a little strength. It's not a lot of strength, especially if you have yours, and I think Doug, yours is made in hickory in the 7/8 inch. And if you go in hickory, you're going to have even more strength than the oak. So that's why I always recommend hickory. It's just a few dollars more. Again, the links are below if you want to go to the Cane Master site, and they will optimize and make your cane any way you want. And you give up the material, obviously, but you're still going to be able, it's not going to break, is my point. So yes, and if you think about where is the thicker amount of wood, it's in the back, and then it's thin here on the front. The only time that I think you might have some trouble is if you walked up to a pole, like in a garage or a basement, holding up a house, and you went to see how hard you can hit it, and you're gonna break anything, right? But I think if you're going to defend yourself with your cane, you're not gonna have to worry about it. Even if he's swinging something at you and you deflect it with a block. And Doug especially knows how to use his cane in the style that you would block and be able to deflect and redirect energy. You're not gonna do one of these, you're gonna do one of these, and then it's gonna bounce it off, and you're probably not gonna break that teardrop cane. So long answer to a short question is yes, the teardrop is not as strong, but it's negligible in my opinion, and it's not gonna hold you back. You're still gonna be very successful in defending yourself with the teardrop. That's the nice thing about this cane. There are a lot of differences. This is like a starter cane. The wider crook allows you to do the spins. Now the spins that we do are great for warm-ups. They're great for building power. I think I was gonna do something and I didn't do it. Building power in your hand, in your grip, bringing your heart rate up, leaning your body out. And again, you can do these standing, you can do them sitting in a chair, you can do them sitting in a wheelchair, you can do them sitting on the edge of the bed. So if you're able to, you might have to reach out on the edge of the bed as I think about it. And a chair is good. But you're able to do all this spinning. You're gonna build callus on those hands. You see, I have calluses from lots of things. A lot of push-ups mainly lately. Push-ups and pull-ups. I'm working like 12 hours a day, so I'm not able to go to the gym anymore, which is fine because I've never really loved the gym that much. I was going like once a week, so I'm not able to go once a week. So instead, because I'm at the school with my young people, I'm doing pull-ups and I'm doing push-ups all the time. So my calluses are getting thicker and thicker. Yeah, Garen says the octagonal canes have 8 edges, which would make that more superior, giving you more striking surface that's more optimal. Yeah, Doug asked, can you use the butcher's block oil on his canes? Doug, I use that oil on all of my weapons now. I don't use anything but butcher's block, especially since one of you told me that the boiled linseed oil is mostly not linseed anymore. It's a petroleum product and it's got heavy metals in it. So instead of putting heavy metals in your skin, use the butcher block oil, which is biodegradable and food grade, because it goes on your butcher block when you're cooking your food, and put that on your canes. And I think it absorbs better. From my experience, I've been using it now for about 2 months, and it seems to go into the wood. It makes it, feels like it makes it stronger and heavier. So that as you're striking, you're getting a lot more force because you have a heavier self-defense tool. Using the Cane Masters canes, Cane Masters, depending on what you order, they will either finish it. This one's finished. This one is just finished in an oil, and then I re-oil it every couple of months. And I mean, this thing has had thousands of strikes in it now, and it just keeps going. And not just against, I don't know if you can see the knife. we took it out a couple times. We've used it, and it's all over. There are knife strikes all over that thing. But we've used it practicing against live blades to kind of pressure test some things. Not full speed, I'm not stupid. I don't want to get sliced up, but just seeing how well this does against the blade. And as you would expect, if you're doing it right, it's not like chopping it through or anything. It's stopping, and then later you go back and you sand it down. But I don't know if you can see that or not. Anyway, lots of nicks and scratches, but that's why I have two. I have this one for my everyday training. And Doug asked, does the butcher's block oil have to be ordered? I get mine at Lowe's. I know they have them at Lowe's and they have it at Home Depot. So I know if you're here in the States, you can get it at those two places. They probably have it at Ace Hardware too, if that's what you have in your neighborhood. The green hardware store, I can't remember the name of it. I don't know if they have it there. I know they also have it at Tractor Supply. I've been going to the Tractor Supply a lot lately. They just built one, and I like that much better than going to the other big box stores. So if you're looking for a self-defense tool because you have adopted this fitness mindset, or if you're looking for a self-defense tool because you've adopted the self-defense mindset, you want to be your own personal protection agent, you want to be your own sentinel of self-defense, then think about the best self-defense tool for the times that we live in, which is a Cane Master self-defense cane. Having something like this that you can take anywhere and everywhere you go. I have a field trip coming up. I'm gonna be getting on the train. I know they won't let me take anything that I carry. And I also carry, because this is gonna come up in the comment section, that this is the best self-defense tool. And it is for some people, especially if you have the right kind of training and you know how to use it and you know the laws involved with it and you're prepared mentally to use it and you know the right situation. But there's so many gray areas. There's so many times when this is inappropriate. It's just gonna get you into the kind of trouble you can't get out of. And this is a much, much better option. So I advocate, and like I said, I conceal carry every single day, and all the places that I go, except for the places that are non-permissive. You can't take it into a public school. You can't take it into, you can't take it on the bus. You can't take it on any plane, right? You can't take it through TSA. Can't take it into a courthouse. I had jury duty recently. They check everything you have. You walk through the scanners, and you can't take a lot of self-defense tools. You cannot take this into any of those places either. This is not permitted almost anywhere that you go where you might want to have extra protection, because you never know when the people there are gonna protect you or not. But you can take this anywhere you go. And this works against multiple attackers. It's great against the bigger opponent. It's great against a group of thugs, just because you can defend yourself with it. Now, I've made a lot of videos recently on how to keep them from taking it away from you. I'm gonna make more in the near future. So if that's your biggest concern, is how do you keep them from taking it out of your hand, I have an answer for you, and I'll train you in that. But I wanted to just show you the best self-defense tool, in my opinion, for the times that we live in. Thanks again, Doug, for that $20 super chat. That was awesome. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Thank you.